Diana, you are not unmuted. We cannot.
I got it. I got it. Okay. I get a second try at this, guys. Hi, I'm Diana Kirkpatrick, your state president, and I want to add my welcome to Lois's to each and every one of you. We are so glad to have you join us today, as you are our final piece to our jigsaw puzzle. Certainly a special welcome to our newbies, our newly elected chapter officers for 2020-22, and their officers. Welcome to our leadership team, and I also want to salute those individuals who are making their second, third, or fourth commitment as presidents. We are looking forward to working with all of you this coming year, and for certain, this year will look remarkably different from any one that we have had in the past. But as educators, we are flexible, we are an undaunted group, and we will not be left behind. We either adapt or you get left behind. Even when the events of the day are way beyond our control, I want to assure all of you the work of this organization is getting done, is being accomplished, and we are definitely moving forward in spite of the current situation we find ourselves in. The theme continues to be for this next coming year, believe, belong, build. Believe in the countless opportunities that DKG has to offer. Belong not just as a member, but actively participate with bold commitment and determination to build Ohio's future. Your presence here today leads me to believe that you too believe in DKG Ohio, and we need that desperately, very much so. I'm going to go quickly through different things that I think you will want to know. Like our OSO state project, we will continue to move forward with the foster care initiative that immediate past President Meyer Bauer started. You all seem to be enthusiastic about this project, and we're going to move forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of your new plans and ideas for the coming year. Now, the one thing that is most important and an integral part of our organization is communications. It is true that all of you are our lifeblood, because if without you, we wouldn't have this organization. But I can tell you communication runs a close second and is vital to our organization being in sync and running smoothly like a well-oiled machine. Your leadership team will communicate to you in 3 basic venues. The first one is emails, second, the voice, and third, the constant contact e-blast. I can tell you when I get questions from individuals, I can tell you whether you have read my email, read the voice, or read the constant contact, simply by the way you ask the question. Now, it's very important for you to get my emails or any of our leadership emails. So make sure that you put on or put in your computer my email address. Eileen, you need to move down. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. This is my email. Please put this in your computer contact list. I will be less likely to be spewed into spam or to some other folder that you may have. Now the voice is our state newsletter. It is your leadership's voice to you about what we are doing as an organization. We need to read the voice, especially since we have become a Zoom organization. You will receive all of the information about getting to this meeting and other meetings and other activities that we have planned. In the voice, we will give you information about those events and the registration links. The same is true of our constant contact e-blast. Especially, you got an e-blast, hopefully you all did, on July the 9th, telling you about this particular meeting. When I get questions as well, I have no idea what I was supposed to do. Well, that tells me several things. It tells me, one, you may not have gotten the information. Two, you didn't read the information if you did get the information. Or three, perhaps the individual that was supposed to pass on the information didn't do so. So there may be many reasons, but if you know that there is an activity coming and you haven't received any information, if you haven't gotten an email from me, if you haven't read the information about it in the voice, if you haven't gotten a constant contact e-blast, ladies, please contact somebody in your leadership team and find out what's going on. I don't mean to scold, because I think we really do all try very, very hard at communicating, and it is key and vital that maybe we need it to improve what we're doing here. Now, I want everybody to raise their right hand, and with your left hand, push the space bar down and hold, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will keep and stay informed
that I will keep and stay informed
of the activities of the DKG Ohio organization
of the
DKG Ohio organization
by reading all OSO leadership emails
by reading all OSO leadership emails
and will respond when asked
and will respond when asked
and when necessary.
and when necessary.
I will, by reading each monthly edition of The Voice
By reading each monthly edition of the Voice
and by reading any constant contact e-blasts that come my way,
and by reading any constant contact e-blast that come my way.
so help me God, I will do my part.
So help me God, I will do my part.
Okay, ladies, this was done in tongue in cheek, of course, but you get the idea. We will do our part, you do your part, and we will be a wonderful organization. Okay, now going on to different, okay, where's the go-to guide? There it is, their go-to guide. If I ever have any questions that I can't answer and I don't particularly know exactly where to go to, well, I do now. I am suggesting the go-to guide that International has on their website is a wonderful, wonderful guide. It answers just about any question. And if I get questions from you that I can't answer, that's my first go-to choice. So that would be, as a president of your chapter and someone comes to you and asks a question and you don't know, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing, for sure. And if I don't know, I will tell you I don't know, and then go to my source and then get back to you as soon as I can. Hopefully you will find this document as helpful and as valuable as I do. You can find it on the International website. Once you sign in, you find it under governing documents. I know it's not always easy to find the things that you want to find on that website, but it is easy to find in some things. Okay, next thing is on our website. Hopefully you had a chance to look at some of these documents before you came today, but there is a calendar of responsibilities. It tells you, you've got a whole view of what is your expectations and the activities that we will be doing for the next year. you'll probably be able to transcribe some of that onto your program booklet. Okay, your chapter yearbooks can be submitted this year digitally. It needs to be in PDF form, but we're not making you print them out and send them to us. You can email them to, and it should be given to three different individuals. I get a copy, our membership chair, Debbie Cantor, gets a copy, and Eileen McNally, our communication chair, gets a copy. Now, if you don't want to send it digitally, that's fine. You can still go ahead and mail those copies to us in printed form. But I'm telling you, it's going to save you some money if you do it digitally. And if you can't do it, find somebody in your chapter that can. There's got to be somebody. They're due November 1st. Okay, convention. We are going to have a convention. We have it scheduled for April 9th through the 11th of 2021. Now, how that convention is going to look, we don't know, but one way or the other, we are going to have one, whether it's face-to-face or whether it's virtual. We are planning for both. And we're hoping for face-to-face because I miss you guys. Okay, you may be wondering about your chapter standing rules. Our bylaws and policies and procedures committees, it has been working diligently. Actually, the bylaws have been taken care of by our previous biennium, but they are now working on policies and procedures, which I believe we're going to start calling them standing rules. And once that is finished, I think that's going to be pretty soon. I was at a meeting last week, and they're going to try to finish up. They're close to being finished, but at least you as a chapter president can be thinking about what you need to do when you get the copy of the state standing rules here in the near future. Be thinking about a committee that will upgrade yours or update yours. Biennial seminar is temporarily on hold with all this virus that's going on, and our inability to meet in large groups. We've decided to put it on hold. We may be looking at something virtual. I'm not sure. That's still in the works. Now, Gold Key. Some of you may be very interested in the Gold Key. I'll go over it real quickly. Basically, that first portion, Eileen, can you put your pointer on the first one? Yeah. Now, last year we did not have that. That was not one of the key points, but this year we reinstated it since most of you have gotten used to the new dues being due in May rather than by October. Scroll down, nothing changes here except there are 3 chapter books this year instead of the 2. It tells you where to send the copies. The only thing basically we have changed is, or are the dates. Now down the next to the last one, chapters schedule a minimum of 4 business meetings yearly. We're in strange times, ladies, and I know it's difficult because I've had, I won't say numerous calls, but certainly calls of concern about, we normally meet in church venues. Our churches aren't meeting. We're in a red county. Some of our ladies are not willing to go out. I feel that as long as we see 4 business meetings scheduled in your program booklet, we're going to take that as your effort to meet. Now, it doesn't say chapter schedules and meeting. It just says chapter schedules. We understand fully what's going on here, and we know that there are some areas in the state that just cannot meet right now. We don't know what it's going to be in the months to come. It may get worse, it may get better, but we're going to allow, as long as we see that you have scheduled business meetings, 4 of them for a year in your program booklet, we're going to be good. You're going to be good. Okay? Because I know in your heart, you're going to try your very best to get and have those meetings. Polish points, basically the same last year, except for our membership added another component. It's called chapter connectivity, and I will let Debbie Cantor, our membership chair, explain that to you. Go on. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, just be sure to give me a call. Now, that's the planning sheet for both the goal key and for your chapter president's report. The items that are written in red are those items that will be asked of you on the president's report. And that just simply indicates that we didn't see any purpose of having 2 different planning sheets. We just combined the both. Thanks, Eileen. The next one is the chapter president's report. It is due next June 30th of 2021. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just simply writing out those items that we had in red and explaining what your chapter did for the year in those specific areas. Next one is the Goal Key online application. This is what it's going to look like when you go to your website and go to the online application and fill it in. Just scroll down, Eileen. Basically the same thing as we had last year. Due to Judy McClanahan on June 30th. Now you have to apply online. There are no mail-ins. There are no mail-ins, and I lost my thought. And once June 30th passes, it will be off the website. So don't miss your chance to make sure to apply. And then the last sheet is the who, what, when, and where. Who gets what form, when they get the form, and where it needs to go. Pretty self-explanatory. But if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Lois, how am I on time?
You have 15 minutes left.
Oh my goodness gracious, I flew through that like nothing. Is Debbie Cantor here?
Yes.
Okay, there she is, okay. I just wanted to make sure you were here. I'm going to speak on connectivity. We're doing something different, staying in contact, staying connected at the chapter level and at the state level. But I think I'll address that this afternoon after we have a little bit more time in the second session. And I yield my position to the next in line.
Good morning, everyone. I am Debbie Cantor. I'm currently serving the Ohio State Organization as First Vice President and Membership Chair. It goes without saying that this is a difficult time to try to recruit new members, along with the concerns that we are having with losing chapters at a rapid rate. The leadership team, along with membership committee and expansion committee, have been looking at ways to retain members and reach out to chapters to help sustain current numbers. So if you will, get your handouts from your packet if you printed those out. the ones that pertain to membership, I'm going to give you a crash course in membership forms. First one up is our Buckeye Cherry Challenge. Thank you, Eileen. This was an idea that President Diana had to add a little spark to our membership challenge this biennium. During DKG leadership training last summer in Des Moines, Diana and I met with the Michigan leadership team and proposed the Buckeye Cherry Challenge, and they were very excited to join us. And for those of you that don't know, Michigan is famous for cherries, therefore Buckeye Cherry Challenge. So the state organization with the largest percentage of new members by March 1st, 2021 will be declared the winner. And the other organization will donate $100 to the DKG International Educators Foundation in the name of the winner. So regardless who claims bragging rights, the foundation will win. On the tree, you will see 3 categories with the point awards for each Buckeye. 3 points for early educators, and that would be 9 years of service or less, and collegiate student members. 2 points will be awarded for veteran career educators with 10 years or more service, a school administrator, college professor, vocational career educators, and online educators, which will be a growing group this year, I'm sure. 1 point for retired educator and other educator. This could be anyone who educates or trains groups of people, such as an instructor in a nursing program. A former member and a transfer member also will be awarded 1 point. And if you look at the bucket at the bottom of the form, this will be on our website. It will be interactive. You can click here and the membership form will pop up and you can fill that out and send that to me. The instructions will be included. Again, March 1st, 2021 deadline. And all chapters submitting forms will be recognized at the 2021 State Convention and also in The Voice. Okay, next is Form 6. This is the report of death of a member. Now, it is imperative that copies of this form be sent in a timely manner to 3 places: DKG Membership Services, which would be international, the OSO State Treasurer, Diana Haskell, and the OSO State Membership Chair, which is me, until next July. Your chapter treasurer can help with the information that needs to be provided on the form. This can be done electronically or by mail, and you can find the form on our state website. Next is Form 6 Directions. This is just something that helps clarify the handling of the report. It also gives physical addresses along with emails if you are not able to send it electronically. And at the bottom, it states the rationale why I really stress why it's important that these be sent in a timely manner. We just cannot send condolence notices to family members if it's been 6 months. So we like to do that within a reasonable amount of time. Okay, Form 81. This is our new member form. It should be completed by each new member along with her dues and induction fees and given to your chapter treasurer. Your chapter treasurer then is responsible for entering the member in the dues portal. And Diana Haskell will elaborate on this in session 2 later today. Next is Form 83. This is for reinstated member form. It's similar to Form 81 and should follow the same protocol. Next is Form TRA. This is a transfer request. It's for a member that desires to join another chapter with, with chapters dissolving across the state. It's a good idea to reach out to these chapters too, by the way. I wanted to mention that. If you know of a chapter that's dissolving, reach out to the members and invite them to come and join your group. So the instructions are on the following page that Eileen is showing, and I just already read the reasons. So we'll move on to Form 2. Okay, this is the chapter necrology report. It needs to be completed with the names and the ID numbers. Again, your chapter treasurer can help you with that. Of deceased members from your chapter since last year's report on February 1st. It's due every February 1st in order to prepare for our state necrology service so we can honor our members. And we also need this to verify our list with international every biennium. And if there are none, I think this is always a little confusing. If there are none, write none on the report and send it anyway. Okay, let's talk about the DKG website for just a minute. There is a wealth of resources and information available to you as a member. Make sure you have your membership number and your password before you log on. And if you've never used it before, there are instructions for you to follow. You can contact International for assistance. And I believe Kathy will be speaking on this, and maybe Eileen a little later. But if you want to log on for membership purposes, go to resources, and I will send you this in an email, by the way. Then chapter tools, and you can find things like the new member kit, membership plan, engaging new members, chapter strengthening, much, much more. There's just a wealth of information there for you. Also, under presentation materials, you'll find videos, publications, PowerPoints, and templates. Now, we're going to be repeating ourselves several times today. So in addition to the website, visit our state, the DKG website, visit our state website to get familiar with the information that you need. And as a reminder, our state newsletter, The Voice, comes out the first day of every month. There will be occasionally articles on membership included, and anything else you need as a chapter president. And again, Kathy will talk about this, but you get the theme here. We all keep talking about the website, The Voice, and how important it all is. Now, I know I've run through this quickly. My internet is very, very unstable, so I'm running through this very quickly. So just know I'm available to answer questions. You can reach me at membership@dkgohio.org. And at the end of my term as first vice president and membership chair in June, this email will be used by the next person in charge of membership. It just makes it easier for you to send in reports and connect with the person that's in charge. That way you don't have to stop and think, who's the membership chair this year, and change it in the middle of your biennium. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in August and again in April. Thank you.
Mute your. Hi, I'm Eileen McNally. For some reason, I'm not showing up on the screen, and that is a problem. I wanted to point out one thing before I went into my communications. On the website here, under chapter presidents and such, the go-to guide is available right here on our website. You don't even have to go to the international website. And this is the 2019 version, so you don't have to go there. Okay, now if you're not an editor and you're not a webmaster, please, I beg you, pass this along to those respective people. Newsletter editors, save the copy of your newsletter with the name of your chapter. Example, Gamma New Chapter August newsletter. It is not helpful to get a newsletter electronically simply by the name January newsletter. It is not identifying your chapter, and it makes it difficult for the people, Diana and myself, getting those to put them in order and save them. Also, pass along to the newsletter editors. Send electronic copies, attachments to Diana, her address is there, to me, my address is there. Please, I beg you, have the editor put the name of your chapter in the subject line. That will help tremendously as well. Also, pass along to editors. Remove references to Alpha Delta State and change it to Ohio State Organization. Please, we are no longer Alpha Delta State. Now, on to chapter webmasters. Please help or make sure the person doing the web site for your chapter, if you have one, have it updated as soon as possible. Beginning in August, just a few days away, you will need to get a Form 72 from International to get your website seal stating you're in compliance. It's been updated and it will not be available until after the end of July. However, you have August, September, and October to apply and send that Form 72. Again, webmasters, drop all references to Alpha Delta State and replace with Ohio State Organization. Webmasters, please pass this along if the webmasters are not watching. Eileen McNally, the webmaster for the state, will be checking all chapter websites beginning in about a week. If you have questions, please email me. I will let you know, or the webmaster know, exactly what the problems are, if any, and ask that they be fixed before you fill out Form 72. We ask you to promote and visit our website. If you can't find what you're looking for, ask. We will be sure to make sure you get that. Promote international website. Remember, you have to sign in. Like and follow us on our Facebook page, DKG-Ohio State Organization. I put lots of information out there almost daily from international and Ohio chapters. And if you have a chapter Facebook page and have not sent that link to me, please do so. Because if you have information that needs to be shared with the membership of the state as a whole, an example, a member that may be known by members beyond your chapter is sick or has passed, we can share that with the membership at large. New, subscribe to our YouTube channel, DKG-Ohio State Organization. There are 3 videos out there now. We are going to put this video training that we're recording today, messages from members, other Zoom meetings. It will be growing. And for marketing, I am the chair of the Communications and Marketing Committee. And I will tell you, marketing has always been oh dear, how do I do this? A good place to start, which is on our OSO website of the Get Connected, highlights a method for marketing. It's a place to start. We need the public as a whole to recognize our organization. Thank you very much. Oh, before I go, if you have any questions, let me know. I really love to answer.
Kathy, you're muted.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathy Tenney of Beta Kappa, editor of The Voice, and I'm going to speak to you briefly about The Voice this morning. First and foremost, I would strongly encourage everyone to read The Voice each month. Information regarding important meetings, how and when to register for meetings, staying connected activities, news from international, and much more is included in it. Therefore, it's vital that you read all of The Voice. And I'm not going to go over line by line what's on there. I feel like you can read it, but The Voice provides each of you an opportunity to promote your chapter's activities with pictures. To do this, send me your digital photos by the 15th of each month, along with a caption that again includes your chapter name. My email address is editor@dkgohio.org. A print version is available for you to print for your members who do not have email or internet access. You can access the print version using the button illustrated in the third bullet. Please forward any email address changes to me as soon as you become aware of them. We have over 230 emails that bounce back when The Voice goes out each month. So it would help us if you can update your emails and your chapter members' emails so that we can make sure everybody's getting The Voice and the e-blast. Also available on the online version of The Voice, at the top of the page are links to the Ohio State Organization website. You don't have to know the website, just click on that link. You can find back issues of The Voice in case you accidentally delete it. I've done that myself and had to go there. There's a link to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Thank you.
Is Melody online that she can talk about this, or should I just go through the slides?
I am here.
Oh, good.
Good morning. Welcome to the 2020 Educational Excellence Committee community. My name is Melody McGee from the Gamma Nu chapter, and I am the DKG OSO Second Vice President, and I'm the chairman of the DKG OSO Educational Excellence Committee. Slide 2, please.
Wait a minute. Sorry about that.
For the next few minutes, our Excellence event presentation briefing will consist of the following information. We'll be learning about our EEC strategy design plan from the state international perspective, our partnering connection plan, our foster care initiative. We will be reviewing information about Schools for Africa. We'll find out about the SEE. We will share with you some examples of OSO chapter projects and programs, examples of ideas from the DKG website to help new teachers and instructors. And we will conclude with our OSO Educational Excellence Photo Collage Gallery. Slide 3, please. Come explore with me as we find facts about the EEC community. We begin our journey together defining the 4 purposes of the Educational Excellence Committee. The Educational Excellence Committee defines the 4 purposes as promoting, identifying, supporting, and encourages. The DKG International EEC has 3 main goals, which include empowering women through leadership opportunities. It engages educators in purposeful programs and projects, and it creates global involvement. During the recent virtual 2020 International DKG Convention, we learned that DKG International EEC will assist chapters to improve the quality of chapter programs through our international websites. It provides information concerning program planning, projects as directed by chapter presidents. They want us to promote a positive, welcoming, inclusive atmosphere environment when we meet with our local chapter members to work on building a culture of we, not me. When you're developing a project, ask no more of your team than you are willing to do. Remember that the Educational Excellence Committee works and builds leaders for now and the future. While you're in a planning meeting, remember that all the EEC members have a voice. Be sure that all of your team is involved, and then take the time to reflect on the work of the committee. Create a safe space for the team members to get involved. Slide 4, please. Our DKG continues as we explore the partnering plan connection process that begins at the international level. We can think of that as an image of an ocean. The DKG International EEC Committee communicates with newsletters from the DKG International websites to presidents and EEC chairmen. It consists of the Northeast representative and a representative from the UN and the NGO, which is like the non-governmental organization. Next, it flows down to the state level. We can think about that as an image of an OSO river. It consists of our OSO Educational Excellence Committee team. Then it continues streaming down to our OSO chapter EECs, which are like the image of a productive pulsating ponds. Slide 5, please. Continue exploring with me as we review facts about our OSO foster care initiative in our EEC community. We begin our foster care initiative theme, which is fostering hope, fostering love, fostering by giving. The goal of our initiative project formulated with our DKG letters: D, develop or continue a plan of action that has already been established by your chapter that incorporates our foster care concepts. K is for knowledge. We want members to gain and acquire knowledge about the foster care process and distribute information about the foster care initiative. We want to also share how our Ohio chapters are making significant differences in our communities in various ways. G, giving. Continue to give generously of your time and resources through your chapter to help children and youth in our communities who are in foster care environments. Slide 6, please. DKG International EEC also supports 2 projects, including Schools for Africa and the SEE. So let's take a quick glimpse inside Schools for Africa. If I had more time, we could go into greater depth about what all that Schools for Africa does. But as you can see on this slide, we can see that Schools for Africa involves 21 countries, and that Schools for Africa's mission involves providing quality education to children, focusing on girls, orphans, and other vulnerable youth. Some other words that can be found in the SFA mission that describe its focus include fostering community participation, builds and improves, creates safe, protective environments, provides access, supplies, trains teachers, educates children, provides other inventions, and ensures. Our OSO DKG Schools for Africa theme is Schools for Africa, transforming lives through education, one at a time. Our goals using our DKG letters are: D is for develop, continue or develop a plan of action supporting SFA by helping disadvantaged children of Africa. K is for knowledge, focus on individual issues, interviews, and information about children and youth in Africa and other foreign countries. G is for giving, through donations by individuals or chapters, through raffles or baskets. And you can also donate online or through the US mail, and the information is at the bottom of the screen. Slide 7. Another DKG International EEC supported project is SEE. SEE stands for Support for Early Educators, and it was established as an international project in 2012. SEE is important because education is a challenging career. It's important to retain teachers worldwide. It's important and vital to support early educated teachers. And we can encourage our chapter members to find a variety of ways and creative ways to support early educator career educators. SEE is another project program that is promoted by DKG EEC International. Slide 8. The DKG OSO EEC during 2019 and 2020 have demonstrated examples of global awareness projects with many innovative programs that have taken place all over the state of Ohio. Let me share with you just one of the types of projects that have happened during this biennium. Alpha Omega Chapter sisters packed boxes of gifts for Operation Christmas Child or the Samaritan's Purse. Each member brought gifts for the boxes according to their birthday months. Slide 9. Now let's explore examples of OSO chapters empowering women educators through purposeful educator programs and projects. If we had more time, we would be able to share with you many of the chapter's presentations, but instead we only have time just to share with you just one of the chapter's presentations. Beta Chi chapter had a presentation called Fostering Hope, which provided pajamas of all sizes from infants to adults or monetary donations to children's services. They also provided throughout the year to children's services other donations of gift cards for fast foods in different denominations for children and youth. In addition to that, they also provided tote bags as well as blankets. Slide 10. DKG also has chapters that propel women in education endeavors through EEC projects. And as you can see, there are many, many examples of these projects. Here are some examples. Gamma Nu awarded select applicants with a $100 stipend to help others defray time of renewing their educator's teaching license. They also awarded monetary stipends for chapter members to attend professional development. I think now we're on slide 11. The DKG International website also offers ideas and examples of programs and projects that can be done. And we highlighted some of these projects for Ohio that our Ohio chapter is already participating in. Some of which are gifts to women in distress, giving books to local mothers and babies to go home, homeless families run a McDonald house. We gave supplies to after school programs. We helped domestic violence shelters, summer science camps for girls. We collected pocketbooks, baby books. We created preschool art bags. We provided backpacks to students who needed them. We supported Royal Family Kids Camps. Slide 12, please. The DKG International website also provided project presentation ideas for teachers. Here are some examples of what projects that OSO chapters are already doing. We created classroom bags filled with new items for teachers. We created goodie bags for new teachers. We made teachers feel welcome. We adopted a new teacher. We provided books for classrooms and opportunities for network with veteran teachers, and we helped new teachers set up their classrooms. Slide 13. As we conclude our project together, discovering facts about the EEC community, you can see a special Ohio State Organization Educational Excellence Chapters, Projects, and Programs photo collage that was created, featuring events from 2019 and 2020. Thank you for taking the time to share with me as we explored facts about the EEC community.
Good morning. I am Joyce Jones-Wynkomm, Gamma Xi Chapter, and I am the Parliamentarian for Ohio State Organization. What I have here on this first page is the meeting protocol for a chapter business meeting. Now, this is an extended agenda, which you probably would never use in your chapters, but just to let you know the order of everything that if you were to include them in your chapter meeting. You will generally open your meeting with some opening remarks. It could be the Pledge of Allegiance, it could be a song, maybe introduce your guests, and then you could move into your business portion, starting with the reading of the minutes. Now, if you have distributed the minutes ahead of time, or the people have had a chance to read them before the meeting starts, you don't need to read the minutes aloud. I really think it's kind of insulting to give teachers something and then kind of read it aloud to them. So try to get them out a little bit ahead of time so teachers can look them over. And then all you have to do is ask, are there any corrections or additions? And if there are so, you make those. You do not vote on the acceptance of the minutes. That is very old school. They are beyond that now. You don't vote on them. You simply have to state that the minutes will be approved as read, written, or corrected, whatever the situation may be. Then the treasurer's report comes in, and once again, your treasurer is simply reporting the amount of money you have and maybe what has been spent and what is coming in. That is not voted on. You simply state the treasurer's report will be filed. Now I'm going to insert something else in here. Well, no, I'll wait till I get to that. Your corresponding secretary's report, she may have some things to say and she may not, depending on if she's sent or received any correspondence. Now, reports of officers and boards and reports of standing committees and special committees, you may not have these. The one thing you do not need to do is call on each committee for them to say, we have nothing to report at this time. You really don't need to do that. You only need to call on who you know would have something to report, and you don't need all of these things listed in your agenda. Under unfinished business, the one thing that people have gotten in the habit is calling this old business. It is not old business. It is unfinished business. And only two things will actually fall into unfinished business. One, business that was brought up at a previous meeting, but you didn't get through it all, or you didn't get the motion, or you didn't get it completed. And two, business that was on the agenda of a previous meeting, but you didn't get to it because you ran out of time. Otherwise, anything that comes up will fall under new business. Now, what I didn't mention is when a committee gives a report that will need a motion, then you take care of that at the time of the committee report. You don't wait until new business to do your motion. You do it all at once when the committee gives the report. An example would be once a year, at least, your finance committee is going to present the budget. And your group will need to vote on the budget, whether to accept the budget as it is. Maybe they will be making some corrections onto it. But once you have all decided what the budget is, you will make the motion and you will vote on accepting that budget. What that means then is at a later meeting, you decide to spend money on something that's not in the budget, you will have to vote on it because you've already voted on your budget. And so you will need to vote on it if you do something outside of that budget. Okay, moving down a little bit to the next page. Now, what I gave you was a very formal outline for parliamentary procedures. This is what you will see followed at Ohio State Executive Board meetings, at Ohio State general meetings, because there's a large group there and everything has to be very organized in order for things to be fair for everyone. If you are having a small meeting, for example, my chapter meetings are about 15 people, you do not need to be so formal. In fact, within Robert's rules, and I even underlined it, a chairman should never be stricter than is necessary for the good of the meeting. So you don't need to make people feel like they're afraid to talk up because they don't know the procedure or they can't say something. It is okay if somebody starts discussing something that hasn't been brought up yet. In a formal meeting, someone makes a motion, another person seconds it, and then you have the discussion. In your informal meetings, somebody may start talking about something they're interested in. Another person can bring up another part of it. In other words, there could be a very informal discussion going on about an item. That's fine. You just let your people express themselves, bring up what they're interested in, and talk about it among themselves. You as a chairman, though, will have an obligation here. In Robert's rules, they specifically say the person who makes the motion speaks first, and then they can go back and forth, and various people can come up and kind of give their opinions. What you have to watch out for in the informal discussions is that you don't have people taking over the discussion and other people do not get a chance to voice their opinions or their views or bring up another part of it. So be sure that people get a chance to speak. Be sure that everyone has a chance to express themselves. And I don't know exactly how to put this politely, but be sure that you don't have a couple of outgoing people kind of bullying people into their viewpoint or into their what they would like to see happen. So be sure it's fair to everyone. Now, if you have had this informal discussion, now you need to get it formally into the book, so to speak, that what your action is going to be. So what I have done, I have been president before. What I have done is when we've kind of come to consensus, I say, would anyone like to make a motion? And then someone will make the motion and someone else will second it. Then I state the motion precisely. You want to be sure you state word for word what you are voting on. And you will want to get that down in the minutes, word for word. This is especially true if you've been having informal discussions, because I don't know about your chapter, but we tend to have little discussions going on the side sometimes, and people aren't paying close attention. And so when we come to vote, they can be a little confused as to what we're actually voting on or what the final thing came out to be. So that's why you, as the chairman, state it precisely, and you can ask if at this point anyone has any more discussion, and then you vote on it. When you vote on it, you will complete it, and you will say, after the vote has been taken, there must be a majority. If there is a tie, the president could possibly vote. The president doesn't vote on these things, but if there's a tie, the president could vote to break the tie. If the president chooses not to vote, then the motion is lost. So once the motion has gone by, the president will say, the ayes have it, the motion has passed, and then state what the motion is. Or the noes have it, the motion is lost. That's it. You're done with that. Now, one other thing I want to bring up to you about motions is someone makes a motion, I make a motion, or I move that we donate $200 to the Boys and Girls Club. There's a second. The chairman says the motion has been made and seconded that we donate $200 to the Boys and Girls Club. Is there any discussion? Somebody pipes up and says, I make a motion that we change that amount from 200 to 400. And she may go on and say, we didn't donate to these other things this year, so we have more money, and I feel that we should go ahead. She can give her reasoning, but she has made the motion that we change the amount to be given from 200 to 400. She is amending the motion that was made. She needs a second. Someone seconds it. And then the chairman states, the motion has been made and seconded that we change the amount to be donated from $200 to $400. Is there any discussion? The only thing you're discussing at that point is the amount. That's it. We can only have one motion up at one time. And now we're going to talk about how much to give. We talk about that for a while. Maybe the treasurer pipes in and says, yes, we can afford to do that. You take the vote. You get the vote. The ayes have it. The amount will be changed from $200 to $400. Or the noes have it. The motion is lost. Now you have to go back to the first motion because you never voted on that one. But remember, we're only dealing with one at a time. So we've dealt with amending the motion. Now we go back to the first one. And if it passed, you say, the motion is on the floor to donate $400 to the Boys and Girls Club. If it lost, you would say the motion is on the floor to donate $200 to the Boys and Girls Club. And now you vote on that motion. And once again, we voted on the amount, but we never did vote whether or not we wanted to donate it. So now we're back to motion one, and then you vote on that. The one thing to note is you're only dealing with one thing at a time. This keeps people from being so confused about what you're talking about, gives people a chance to voice opinions if you want to make some changes or they see something better than they think the first motion was, but you deal with one thing at a time when you're voting on something. I think that, I wanted to talk a little bit about what gets recorded. I know that minutes, secretaries like to write everything in the minutes. When you're recording things about motions, you do not record what was discussed, who said what the good and the bad was, or the pros and the cons were. All you record is the motion that was made, that it was seconded, and whether it passed or was lost. That is all you need to record. Keep in mind, the minutes are a record of the business meeting. They don't need to be recorded as to what everybody said and what was discussed, just the final record of the minutes of the meeting. So keep that in mind. Now, I've gone over just a little bit about how to conduct a meeting. It's really fairly simple. There's a lot more information, and it's been brought up before in the go-to meeting. And I'll tell you what I did. I downloaded it onto my desktop so I can open it up at any time. And I have printed out pages of it that I wanted to have as a reference, or that I wanted to write on or make notes on or whatever. I will give you a warning about printing out pages, and I learned this through experience. The first 6 pages are introduction, and they are not numbered. So if you tell your printer to print page 10, it will print page 16, because that is counted in there when your computer is looking at the number of pages. So just beware of that if you decide to print out any pages of the go-to meeting. The other book that I found extremely useful, and I have to say, the first time I was president of my chapter, I did not have this book, but I learned a lot from it. And it's just this little guide. It's called Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised in brief. It's about 175 pages of stuff. It's got examples. It's got tables in the back. It's got things of how a meeting can be run and how to do motions and all that stuff. So if you think you'd like to learn more about it, this is a book I highly recommend. As you can see, it's not a big one. You can sit down and read this one in an hour or two. I have notes in it. As state parliamentarian, I have to admit, as I'm older and my mind doesn't work like it used to, I review this before each one of our meetings. But I have things underlined and noted so I can review, oh yes, that's what that means. Oh yes, that's what that means, just in case things come up that I'm supposed to know. I do not have all the answers as a parliamentarian. I have had lots of practice at it. I have I call it the big fat Robert, that has everything in the world in it. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me, because if I don't know the answer, I have the means to find it. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and good luck with your meetings. I'm finished.
I think this comes back to me now. Is that correct, Diana?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. This was marvelous. I'm so grateful for everyone's care. If you've been following the Zoom group chat, you'll find that there were very few questions, and everyone seemed to rise to the occasion. I did jot all of those down, and I tried to answer the ones that I could find quickly. But since I am unofficial, I'm giving those back to the correct people. But thank you so much for the group chat and for the responses. So first, for Diana Kirkpatrick, one question was if you could, as a reminder, the 3 individuals who need to have the chapter yearbook?
Okay, those individuals are myself, Debbie Cantor, our membership and first vice president, and our communications, isn't that awful? Eileen McNally.
Okay, great, thank you. And then the second question is for you, do the Zoom meetings count?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. Yes, yes, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. And to the folks who asked those questions, if I did not give your question correctly, if you'll send a chat in there, and I'll be certain to word it correctly and correct that. Next for Debbie with membership, the question was, where specifically would I find my membership number?
Okay, that can be found on your membership card, which we do not receive anymore, but you can download it from the DKG website. Also, your chapter treasurer will get a list of all current members and their ID numbers every year.
Thank you, and you'll be glad to know that people have paid attention to you because the responses were exactly what you had just given us there. So thank you with that. Nothing for marketing. For Kathy about the voice, the question is if our voice and email blast are going to the wrong email addresses, where can we change it?
If they send me their new email address, I'll make the change for them.
Thank you, and that was the answer that appeared in the chat as well. Now, a new question came just now, and it's more of a statement, and the statement is comment on chapter minutes. So I'm not sure what we need. So that came from Donna. If you could give us a little more information as to what you'd like us to look at specifically. So we'll get back to that one, but from Teresa, will the Alpha Delta State logo be changed to OSO? And she was asking for the website. So Diana, do you know that?
On the state website, it has already been changed, and there is available the logo for OSO. If anybody has any specific questions regarding that, I can help them. In fact, I can help them combine international, state, and your chapter into one image that they can put on their website.
Wonderful. Oh, okay, good. We have Donna has followed up with, I think it's more of a statement, and it was that she wants folks to know that chapter minutes are legal documents and necessary for finances. I think it was just she really wanted to get that message stated. And Teresa sends us thank you. We had messages from Barb, Sandra, and Candace. I'm hopeful we answered your questions correctly. But again, if you do have further questions, you might see us this afternoon and you can put those in there and we can get back with you on that. I wanted to go back to our presenters today, and that is, was there anything that you needed to, now that you're finished, did you go, oh man, I forgot to ask or stress that particular bit of information? Is there anything else you'd like to add? And Eileen says yes.
I noted that in the chat, it says, Eileen or Diana, do you recommend using the free Zoom program or should we buy the cheapest one? The only limitation on the free one is 40 minutes. And if you believe that you can conduct your meeting in 40-minute increments, go with the freebie. I don't suggest buying something you don't need. The freebie will give you everything you need except at the limitation of 40 minutes.
Can I add something to that? You can schedule as many free 40-minutes or meetings as you want. Have a meeting for 40 minutes, and if you all need to have a bathroom break, take a break, come back. and schedule 3 meetings in a row or something and give a 5-minute break. And then you've got 160 minutes, 120 minutes there that you can have a meeting. So I think that's a possibility. And not have to pay for something.
We've received several messages from folks saying thank you to everybody involved today. And thank you for having the questions answered. And I am thrilled that the pieces actually started matching the puzzle cover, that it all has come together, and we certainly couldn't do that without all of you. So hopefully we will see many of you here at 1 o'clock and have a wonderful lunch. And thank you so very much. I am grateful. Okay, I think we can say goodbye and leave the meetings now. So thank you so much, everyone.
I'll end the meeting. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much.